You and me are going to the library today. It's actually been a few weeks since my last library trip, and you know what? I really miss it. It's one of the few places where I can actually focus and read a lot. But first, we need to make a little pit stop because I forgot to bring a water bottle and it's really hot outside. Thankfully, there's a little Northgate market on the way to the library, so it's all good. I got myself a Gatorade and also a Gloria. This is a dulce de leche candy, which tastes really good, but since it's really hot outside, it was a little bit melted. So now we're in downtown San Diego, walking over to the San Diego Central Library, which I have already featured in my library tour series that I've been doing. I'm just trying to encourage people, instead of going out like manga shopping, go to the library, do a little manga haul at the library. Also, I'm trying to get used to recording on my new camera. I have the Instago 3S, and it does have a necklace attachment to get a point of view perspective, but I'm still getting the hang of it, so that's why it's a little bit tilted, which looks really funny. I also need to play around with the where I place the necklace attachment, because since I'm a woman with boobs, the attachment does kind of move a little bit. So here I am playing with some angles. I think that's probably the thing that I'm enjoying the most out of this camera, is that I can literally, since it has a magnetic attachment, I can literally place it anywhere. And at the library with all the bookshelves, it literally sticks to any bookshelf, which is really, really cool. So the first place that I hit up was the teen space, which has the majority of the manga available at the San Diego Central Library. Of course, all the series will be appropriate for teens and above. Also, can I confess that I have not read A Man and His Cat? I know a lot of people love this series, but I just never have felt the need to collect it. But if I do spot Volume 1 next time, I'll definitely pick it up. Volume 1 of Mars cannot be found. I'm so glad people are reading it though. Whenever I do find Mars at a library, Volume 1 is always checked out, which is a good thing. But now I want to see if I can find the manga for adults, because there has to be a section for manga and graphic novels for adults. So first I went to the floor that has all the fiction books, and there was a lot. A ridiculous amount. This library has so many books. I can't even emphasize that. And I feel like you can really see it with this angle. You can seriously get lost in this library and just spend hours looking at books. For manga readers watching this video, when was the last time you read a proper book? Because for me, it has been a few years. I've tried to get into light novels, but I just find that my reading speed is very slow now. Maybe it's because of all the manga, who knows? But yeah, it's been a while since I've read a proper book, and I think my years of taking French literature kind of sucked the enjoyment out of reading a proper book. So I ended up finding where the manga geared towards adults is located. It's actually in the first floor. Behind all the CDs and audiobooks, you will find a section of graphic novels, comics, and manga for an older audience. And it was all because I searched if they had Wotakoi, and I was like, oh, they do. It's in the first floor? What? I will say there are some series that they could definitely have up in the teen section. There's a lot of shoujo series, like Hanakimi can be up in the teen section. That's a shoujo. I personally don't understand that decision, but whatever. I did spend a lot of time browsing because unlike some other libraries that I've been to, this library doesn't separate the graphic novels, manga, and comics. Everything is just all bunched up in one single section, which makes browsing a little bit more challenging. It's not impossible, obviously, because of the size difference, but I would definitely prefer if the manga was separate from the rest. Kind of like when you go to a bookstore like a Barnes & Noble that has everything separate. So that is just a little pet peeve of mine, but again, it didn't make it impossible for me to browse. I think something that I'm really enjoying from going to the libraries is that I'm getting exposed to series that I typically wouldn't even pay attention to at bookstores. For example, the horror genre is typically not something that I buy, but I do want to read some more horror manga, especially something written by a female mangaka like this one. I was so surprised by how creepy but cool the art style was. I mean, just look at these dolls. They're so creepy, but I'm very intrigued. So I definitely had to pick this one up. And upon doing more research, Kanako Inuki, who is a female mangaka, is known as the queen of horror manga. And she's currently 66 years old. And some of her horror manga has been published in shoujo manga magazine's Shoujo Friend. I really wish we would get some more variety of genres published in English for like the shoujo demographic, because there's still that big misconception that all that shoujo has to offer are high school romances, which is far from the truth. While doing more browsing on the shelves, I found Art Colors, and this by far has to be the biggest manga that I've ever held with my hands. This is an LGBT manga. I do actually have volume 1 in Spanish, but this book contains the full entire story, which despite the size, I definitely do want to pick up. I know I'm gonna regret carrying this, but it's totally fine. So this is how the stack is looking like for right now. Will it grow? I think so. I really do. I saw this title, and when I read the synopsis that it was about a 30-year-old woman who was still living with her mother, the scenario sounded a little too familiar, so I had to add it to my stack. So now I think I have a good enough stack. I could definitely add more, but my tote bag is going to be pretty heavy as is. So now that I selected my books, let's go upstairs to do some reading. I'm still not sure if I want to stay up in the silent reading room or if I want to do some reading outdoors. But unfortunately, when I reached the silent reading room, it was very full. At least all the seats by the windows were full, which those are my favorite seats. So instead, we're going to be doing some reading outdoors. Thankfully, I found us a little table in the shade, so we're going to be nice and comfortable. So I'm taking everything out of my tote bag, including my manga reading journal, because I am still keeping track of all the manga that I've read so far. And I know I just grabbed a stack of books downstairs, but I do have to do some digital manga reading because I am working on a sponsored video that you'll be seeing later this month in this channel, and I'll also have reviews up on my Substack as well, where I've been keeping better track of all the manga reviews. As someone who has been making manga related content, especially like recommendations and reviews, for so long, I've been doing this now since 2021. I don't know why it took me so long to actually have a journal and write all my thoughts down, because although I do remember quite a lot, it's impossible for me to remember every single thing I liked about every single series that I read. So yeah, I kind of wish I would have adopted that a lot sooner. But look, a spot opened up in the silent reading room, so now we can enjoy another manga series here in the comfort of AC. I love this space so much. Honestly, it's one of the most relaxing areas to read. The natural lighting, it's super quiet, and the BL manga that I was reading was just so cute. But unfortunately, 6 o'clock is almost here and we gotta check out our books. So I'm gonna make my way down to the first floor. We could have easily taken the elevator, but I actually do like taking the stairs at this library because you get a little peek of every single floor. And here we are making our way down to the first floor so we can actually check our books out. Although I did start with a stack of 5 manga series, I did end up putting Not Your Idol back just because they only had volume 1 available and the rest of the series is just not at this library. Don't get too sad because Art Colors is still really big. I do have until August 8th to like read everything and return it. Hopefully I can finish some of these books before San Diego Comic-Con. That way I can come by, drop these off, and then go to the convention. Oh, and there's a Padres game tonight. Look at everyone with their jerseys. So let's get some dinner and then go back home. I'm really craving a torta from Northgate, so we're gonna go eat there. And I love their tortas because they're so well served. I mean, look at that thick cut of cheese, aguacate, all the ham. And let's take a peek at these tapatio flavored Doritos. Maybe this is why I purchased a new camera, so I can actually put it inside of chip bags. But yeah, this torta was amazing and it's only like 10 bucks and it was super filling, so definitely money well spent. And now we gotta wait for another trolley and go back home. This was my very first outing with the colorful stage tote bag that I was gifted at Anime Expo. The tote bag definitely, it did some struggling because of those heavy books, but you know what? It did just fine. Also, for those of you that are not from San Diego, I'm in Barrio Logan and they have some of the best murals, at least in my opinion, but Am I biased? Maybe a little bit because I am Mexican, so I just feel like I need to show my people a little bit of love because it has been pretty hard recently with everything that is going on in the US and the ICE raids. So yes, I had to show some love to my Mexicanos. This is going to be the very first time I try Dutch Bros. I've heard nothing but like amazing things about it. There's a very long line, so this better be good. I ordered one of the like energy drinks. I drink coffee too, but it's been so hot today that I just want something like very, very cold and refreshing. And I wouldn't mind, you know, a little energy boost. I want to read some more before the end of the day, so let's see how it goes. So I just got my drink. This is an iced Rebel Palm Beach with Poppin' Boba with a Brad Green straw. It kind of tastes like cough syrup. Like carbonated cough syrup. Or maybe I need to stir it up. I have no idea. Maybe I just grabbed all the syrup. Let's see. Let's try the Poppin' Boba. The boba's good. Well, you know what? I feel like I may be awake until like 3 a.m. today. Holy crap. It's the energy drink and it's the sugar. Oh, wow. You know what? Maybe I take it back. It doesn't taste like cough syrup. It kind of tastes like Red Bull. I do like Red Bull, actually. Gives you wings. Dude, I'm gonna be so wired. What the? The more you drink it, the more it just gets to your head. At least my head. Oh wow, I'm gonna read so much manga tonight. So much manga. What the hell? Darling, hold my hand. Nothing beats a jet to holiday. And right now, you can save 50 pounds per person. That's 200 pounds off for a family of 4. Oh my god, I need to shut up. But I am back. Here's my colorful stage tote bag, struggling to hold everything in because, I mean, first of all, you guys saw that at the library I picked up this guy. This is like the biggest one. So this is Art Colors, which I actually have volume 1 but in Spanish. And yeah, so if I like it, then I'll hunt down the rest of the Spanish version, but in Spanish it's called Nuestros Colores, so literally same thing, or colors. And yeah, I'm excited to read the whole thing. This has like everything. I don't know how many volumes they made for Spanish, but you know, I'll check it out. I'll read it before I decide to collect it. Then this one really caught my eye. This is All My Darling Daughters. I read the synopsis in the back, and it said Yukiko, a salary woman in her 30s, still lives with her mother, Mari. I was like, oh, wait, is she me? But the relationship suffers a sudden change when Mari announces that she's getting married to an ex-host, an aspiring actor who's younger than Yukiko. Yukiko, convinced he's out to fleece her mom, can't stand to stay in the house and decides to move in with her boyfriend. Oh, the drama. Okay, I'm excited to read this. It's just a one-shot, so we'll see how it goes. The other manga that I picked up was a horror manga. So this is Be Very Afraid of Kanako Inuki. On the back it said, Japan's Queen of Horror Manga returns. And to be honest, I'm not that into horror, but the fact that a woman like wrote this, and I was like skimming through it, and it just, I don't know. It's just very creepy. I don't know. I'm kind of digging the creepiness. There's like dolls, and I usually hate dolls. I'm like really scared of them. But it just looks really interesting. So You know what? Let's just go for it. And the cover too is just so cool. Look at that. So I'm looking forward to like reading this. I want to check it out. And then finally, this is my Broken Mariko, which I have seen quite a bit. I just, have never read it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. Tomoyoshino has stood by her friend Mariko through years of abuse, abandonment, and depression. However horrific her circumstances, their friendship has been the one reassuring constant in Mariko's life, and Tomoyo's too. That is, until Tomoyo is utterly blindsided by news of Mariko's death. Oh! Now Tomoyo is determined to liberate Mariko's ashes for one final journey together to set free her dear broken Mariko. Oh man, is this gonna make me cry? I feel like I am gonna cry while reading this. So yeah, that was my library haul. I got 4 books. I ended up leaving the Idol one just because they only had volume 1. I know it's good. And I know it just recently... It was in hiatus for a few years and it just came out of hiatus, I believe. But yeah, I think this is like good enough. Hopefully I can have some of these read by Comic-Con time, so I can just like go to Comic-Con and also drop these off, hopefully. But yeah, that was a good library day. I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog. Let me know if you guys did in the comments, and I hope to do some more vlogging. This was like very fun for me to like, bring out the camera. I was trying to experiment with different angles and stuff since this is a brand new camera. Hopefully you guys like them. I was trying to get the pod to like stick to different like metal surfaces. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it a little bit more, and also finally got the hang out of this. This is the necklace attachment. I was using it wrong at Anime Expo, so you need to use it this way. It actually sticks on pretty well. I was using it this way. Stupid me. But yeah, if you're brand new, make sure to subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys very soon in my next one. Let me make sure it's like recording. Yeah, it's still recording. Bye bye.